My name is Neil Thrussell, and I'm super excited to have my much, much, much younger friend Mehtab Brar here. He's a filmmaker, an influence, and and a stand-up comedian. And I'm impressed that he's done shows across Canada and the United States. And I'm personally thinking, why did we let him back in?
He didn't had to.
Uh,
America didn't want me. Biden didn't like
oh,
me.
so your mom's got that much pull that she said, no, you have to bring my son back. Let my son cross.
I was there for 2 days. My mom's like, "Yeah, and you have to come back. Someone needs to get the trash out." And I was on the next flight back. She called Biden. And Biden's like, "Yeah, let's deport him." Now I'm here.
Absolutely. So if you notice that Mehtab is a little bit younger than some of the people that I've had on the show, and as I'm doing my research for Chasing Success, I needed a different point of view, a younger influencer type view. And so I just typed to Mehtab, and all of a sudden nothing. I got ghosted, zero. Turns out he was in the States on a comedy tour, so of course he didn't see it. It's like, ah, so I'm excited. So I'm gonna ask you to go back to, a couple days, couple years, maybe not too many years back, because then you'll be in diapers, but to think back to a younger version of you. And what did you think success to this younger, naive Mehtab was?
Okay, when I was younger, I just was like, okay, to be successful, I just need to be like balling in money, just have all the girls, all like the fancy cars, just kind of like a whole like, materialistic type of way of like thinking. Just like I'm like basically how all the rappers portray themselves in like music videos. I'm like, I need that to be me. I want to be that.
And okay, so what's the difference between then and now?
Now I'm just tired, so I'm just like, we'll see what happens.
No, sorry, that was truly unfair. But yeah, so this young, naive, um like we all were, that yeah, we wanted the girls, or most of us wanted the girls, and the cars and the money, all of that. So yeah, thanks for being honest. But now that you've had a few more years of experience, you've traveled, you've had to fend for yourself in restaurants, and stand up comedian, and deal with the hecklers and this sort of thing, what is success to you
At
now?
this point of like where I'm at, I think like I just want to be like one is like recognition. Like I want people to like know me for who I am. That's one thing. And two, I just like, want to be happy because I see a lot of people who like do this stuff, but they hate what they're doing. And I always found that to be kind of like, are you really successful if you're like not happy? And like me right now, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, and like I know I can be much happier in the future. But like I think I'm on the right track because like I'm pretty like contentness. I think that's the right word. Just being content with where I'm at, and I think that's kind of like successful. You're not angry or anything, but you're also not like because you're always trying to achieve better. You know.
And yeah, and so Matab is traveling. He's making his own films, and he's uh, full time student. So how are you? How do you balance this?
Very badly. Like the way I have everything scheduled is like because like I'll like make a short film maybe once every few months, so that isn't that much time out of like my regular life. Like just when I'm filming, I'm like that's my only thing. Like I'm like right now in pre-production of a short film we're filming like in like 2 or 3 weeks from now. So once that's happening, then like that'll be my main thing. But like in like regular like a regular week, like mostly it's like school, a school during the day, and then if I have time, if like exams or even if I'm just like feeling like up to it, I'll go and like go do a comedy show like that. And basically my whole thing is like I'm trying to like keep it spread out where like I'm not like feeling everything's piling on at a time, because then one, I won't be able to like be right mentally, and but I'm also trying to like make sure I have time for my other stuff, like you said, I'm an influencer as well, so I have time to like make content for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that type of stuff. And I can do that stuff like just on the drive home or when I'm home, just make a quick video like, hey guys, some dumb stuff like that. And yeah, so just like trying to spread everything out where like I'm not like rushing, but also like where I'm not like, I don't like doing nothing. So at all times I should be doing something, but like yeah, if that makes
Abs-
sense.
Absolutely. So if you were, so we take the an average person, whoever we define as average, and pick something. So you have two loves right now. It's filmmaking and and comedy. So if we were to pick, we've got lots of time. We've got time. So let's pick a comedian, someone that's totally that you respect and that it appears to be on the top of their game. And I use the word appears to be on the top of their game. What do you think for their success that they're doing that the average person isn't doing?
I think one is like I'm thinking of some of the top comedians, consistency. Like they're always like on like they're always like on the show, or they're always working on it. Like the whole thing's consistent. Like as like if as long as you're working at it, like there's no way you can't improve at it. So yes, I see the like, successful ones. I've met a couple successful ones as well, and like even like when I'm just talking with them, you can tell they're writing down jokes as like mid conversation as well. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like
You
they have like two brains. Like one brain is just like talking to me, making fun of me for whatever, but the other brain is like writing like the next like masterpiece that's gonna be like a Netflix special. And I'm like, wow. It's like a different mindset that I'm trying to like acquire.
Sweet. And so then let's look at this filmmaker. What do you think that's Steven Spielberg, uh, um, George Lucas, and all of the I forget who's some of them that are all the epitome. Like as soon as you hear their name, that you know that they are the best director or biggest producer in the world, and they're on the top of their game. What do you think that's that they're doing? So you've already said consistency. What do you think the directors or the producers are doing?
That's passion, like genuine like love and passion of what they're doing, because like you're telling a whole story, and as a director like sometimes you're just taking a story and then how you interpret the story is like what's on screen, or if you're writing it.
Yeah,
Like Spielberg, he writes a lot of his stuff. George Lucas, he wrote and directed and just made Star Wars. Like that
yeah.
came from his brain into the screen, basically. And you don't do that if you don't love what you're doing. So that love and passion is like on a unfathomable level. And I see that, I'm like, I love this. I love what I'm doing so much. I think I'm on that level. That's the mentality I have. I'm like, I love what I'm doing. I know I will be on that level one day.
Wonderful, and that's sweet. So you've given us two insights that you think people could cultivate for success: perseverance, passion, and consistency.
Yeah.
And do you think that for you to have any of and all of those, do you think you have to take downtime to look within inside of you so that you can go, how do I make the next thing better? Or is it just like, oh, to heck with all looking inside and that?
Oh, 100%. Like I had this one rule where I can't like anything I've ever made. genuinely, like as soon as I press publish or as soon as like I post it, as soon as I say the joke on stage, immediately in my head I'm like, this was pure garbage. I have to do better than that. Like even if it's like I could literally win an Oscar tomorrow, and then like as soon as I get off the stage, I have the Oscar. Like this is trash. I need something better. And like I had that mentality for like for literally everything I do, and that's how like every short film I made is, in my opinion, it's always better than the last one because like I see like even if it's a little tiny thing, like I'm like I don't like how the cameras I like if like even this I'm like if I don't like the cameras at this angle I'll move it just a little bit, like just a tiny little bit. I'm like now it's perfect, and so I'll like fix the little things, and I'll just get annoyed by like small things.
Absolutely. So, what this sounds like in different speak is incremental improvement. The 1% or 0.1% every event a timeout. As a comedian, maybe you said a joke punchline a tenth of a second too quick and it didn't get all the laughs it could have, or a tenth of a second too late.
Oh, 100%. Like a couple of days ago, I was actually like looking at like my first ever stand-up comedy bit, and I'm like, this is pure like this is like the worst thing ever. Like I'm looking at every little thing. I'm like, I can probably do these jokes better. Like that was like maybe 2 years ago now. So a couple days ago, I did the exact same jokes that I did on my first set ever, and I did it like a couple days ago. The exact same jokes, but with like the experience I have now, like timing and like how to speak and like working with the audience, and it was like, wow, okay, I've actually improved. I did the exact same thing, but I changed it enough, like with everything I've learned. I'm like, wow, I'm amazing.
Yeah. And that's sweet because the first show your mom and your family laugh, and then as you grow and improve, it's how many of the non-relatives do you engage. And it's with anything when you're now filling, what's Bill Peters is, yeah, the comedian.
Russell Peters.
Yeah, sorry, Russell Peters. When you're headlining for him, he's the second. You're headlining for him,
Hmm.
or so. Yeah. So this is cool. So it's this incremental move for improvement is part of a success formula in your mind. And I like that we're able to jump back and forth to various things, where genres like or things, so comedy, filmmaking, because they're separate, but yet they can be so interconnected.
Oh, definitely.
Because comedy movies, the impeccable timing to be able to deliver a line in a movie, and for someone to have the skill to capture it so that it does come across, because you can have a great script, but if the whole team isn't doing it right for you, they're filming your feet when it's slapstick comedy and there's no kicking involved. That's sort of not so good.
Oh, 100%. It's like a gear machine. Like every little part has to be like intact. So like if I'm talking to like this, but my camera's like facing just like here, that won't work either. But even like in the movie, like the camera's the main thing, but also like the audio. Like if it was like all like screechy, that would like take you out of the experience. If like as I'm speaking to you, I just start looking over here, you know, it's like
Yeah.
everything works, and I just find that like beautiful. It's like a machine.
Yeah.
It's just like works perfectly.
So we're talking about success. So there's a young person that wants to be a comedian. We'll start with a comedian. And so you've had some success in it. So what would you say to a comedian that's not, that just wants to start? What would you give them as some words of encouragement for them to start?
The main encouragement I would say is like you are going to bomb your first couple sets, like without a doubt. Everyone is terrible the first time starting, but learn from it. see what works, and see how you can make yourself better with each and every show. Just keep going out there. Like it's like with sports. Like LeBron James wasn't a god when he just started. LeBron, when he started, he was probably not good. But then he trained and trained and trained and trained, and now he's the greatest of all time. So same thing with comedy. Like everyone is terrible at everything they first start at. But then as you just keep going and learn and learn and learn, you get better. It's just it's just like a waiting game until like you're like in the zone.
So underlying all of that, I hear just start and just go out and do it.
Yeah, the whole Nike stuff.
Absolutely. Um, and I know Mehtab from the martial arts school, and Mehtab was, you know, 55 pounds soaking wet with a towel, and people were bigger than him that he was required because of the belt levels to spar with. But either it was craziness or a willingness just to get it done. He stepped into the ring and tried. He tried whatever would he thought to work. So good on you for having the courage to step in to an uncomfortable situation and be willing to give it a whirl. And that's, I think, how you've embraced comedy.
Oh yeah, like definitely my martial arts background is half the reason I have like no fear on the stage. I'm like I've like broken my arm in the middle of a match. Nothing can scare me. These people laugh at me, whatever. They don't laugh, whatever. I have been kicked in the face. This is nothing.
It's wonderful. So, is there something that you would like to leave on your version or a piece of information, a tidbit on success? What would you like to share for our current listeners and viewers and our uh, replay listeners and viewers on podcasts and YouTube and that?
Um, Honestly, just do what makes you happy. If you have the passion for it, you will find success. Everyone has a different way of success, but like as long as you are doing what you love, the universe will find a way to just like guide you and just get you like where you want to go.
So I want to thank you for taking the time. You just got home from school and you're now, while we were talking off in the green room, that you've going to run off and do some other things, somewhere get some food into your belly. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here with our viewers, listeners, and our audience.
I actually forgot to eat food today, so thank you for reminding me.
And now we know why Mehtab is, 95 pounds wet. No, take care.
All right, thanks a lot, Neil.